Closes on Fittipaldi. Boisel 6 seconds ahead of second place Mario Andretti. This is the fight for third that's beginning to build.
And this is a fight among the teammates. There are no team orders, certainly at this early stage of the race. Unser Jr. has been able to see Emerson for the last 5 or 6 laps. He knows he has the speed, and he just needs to be patient because he knows he's going to pull out from the slipstream and blow by him in just a few laps.
Across the line, 1.3 seconds back. Last time across. Al's improving on that now. Now 1.1 seconds as they came across the stripe. Tracy in the pits again, no factor in this race. 5 laps behind the lead. 13th position.
Now it becomes a test session for someone like a Paul Tracy. Gain experience, but here are the teammates. Locked in battle here. This is for position. This is for third place, and Unser Jr. closes in.
Al Unser Jr. whittled 2/10 off on the last lap. See what he does here. Another 3/10 as Little Al very definitely in contact with third place Emerson Fittipaldi.
And how busy are racing drivers during the season? Al Unser Jr. has only been home in his house in Albuquerque for 7 days since May 1st. On the road doing testing or racing or promotional work. These boys are busy during the season. But look at this now. In the slipstream, we know it's effective from 100 yards behind. And here goes the slingshot.
Al Unser Jr. makes his move to close now. Look how fast he comes down on Fittipaldi. Fittipaldi with slower traffic just ahead. Little Al up on the high side. Fittipaldi trapped by that slower traffic, but will Al get trapped now on the backstretch? Inside of Mark Smith.
So all the Penske's are in the group here. Tracy moves aside, but Al Unser Jr. clearly outhandles Emerson when you have to make the car round that Fern 2. Emerson is off the power, and Al Jr. is on it hard.
Al Unser, he loves to drive it fast. He'll tell you his favorite tracks are the high-speed super speedways. He is so good on them. No wonder he likes them so much. Let's go to the pits. Jan Beekes with an update on Emerson Fittipaldi.
Yes, when we just saw those cars, each Penske car going by, it turns out that Emerson Fittipaldi is getting that push back again. In the next pit stop, in about 10 or 12 laps, he's going to try to go either for more front wing or actually reduce the wicker at the rear. Al Unser Jr. obviously more balanced than Emerson, who's got the push.
Little Al comes alongside of Scott Sharp and looks for racing room.
And push is the problem, but that leads to the symptom, which is what slows you down. The symptoms are you have to back out of the power to control the push. Well, that's why we saw Al Jr. blast by.
The leader of the race, Raul Boisel, 4.25 seconds ahead of second place Mario Andretti, driving his last 500. Back at the Marlboro 500 at Michigan, watching Emerson Fittipaldi, 4th place. Gigantic crowd here today. We look down on beautiful Michigan International. One of America's most enduring images, the Goodyear blimp, overhead giving us an aerial view here at the Marlboro 500. Raul Boisel out by 1.8 seconds ahead of Mario Andretti. Pit stops due. Hiro Matsushita already into the Dick Simon pits, getting some fast service out of that crew, but we're expecting the leader of the race to come into the pit right next door any time now. Probably about 2 laps away. There is second place Mario Andretti. In his long and illustrious career, how many 500-mile race wins for Mario Andretti, who heads into the pits? Take a guess. Surprise me, 3. Indy in 69, Michigan here in 84, and at 86 at Pocono. Let's go to Gary Gerald.
Well, it's his 67th and final 500-mile event. Just think about that. So many in the great career. He had been closing on Boisel, but he's the first in this sequence to make the stop. Everything appears to be routine. We don't see any changes, front or rear, waiting for the fueling. Now he's rolling. 13. Oh, problem. Jacks went back down. Cars hung up. Now they get the jack back up and he's away, but they lost precious seconds. the jack apparently engaged again, and as he started to move forward, it was gouging into the asphalt, and he just couldn't go.
Well, it engaged because the hose was still hooked to the car.
That's it. What happened, Gary, was they couldn't actually release the air hose, and they are furious. Donnie is furious there. They couldn't release the hose. Donnie goes back and talks to his engineer, Brian Lyles. But Mario can be thankful that the crew member stopped him, because he would have had to make another run around all the way as Bozell comes in.
And terribly frustrating for those crew members. Here is the leader of the race in, Jan Beekes.
Here he is, our leader, Raul Boisel. Obviously, the way things have been going, they hope for just some smooth pit work here from the Dick Simon team. Okay, the outside front is done. We're looking for changes. At the moment, they have not touched this car. Obviously, very happy with the handling. Fuel's in, and he is up. 15.3 for Boisel.
As Boisel comes out of the pits, Mario Andretti slows down on the track. Hopefully not the end of his day. Came out of the pits and slowed down.
It's hard to believe that we see Mario again running slow on a 500-mile race. He had been the fastest car on the racetrack, averaging above 228 miles an hour, and it is over. Incredible for Mario.
He pulls in on a part of the old road course here at Michigan International. His final 500 has come to an end. He was so much in this fight. Andretti alone out on the backside of the track. And Al Unser Jr., the 31 car, picks up the lead of the race. Due for a stop any time now. It's been 30 laps since his last pit stop as he closes on Stefan Johansson.
Al Unser Jr., who pays no real attention to qualifying, has come from 14th as we join the Robbie Gordon-Scott Goodyear battle. Gordon little poke down the inside. He is currently running in 4th place. Scott Goodyear is. Bozell is 5th. Goodyear.
Robbie Gordon takes 4th away from Goodyear.
I knew it was one of those.
So it changes at the top of the order with still some stops to be made. Unser Jr. leads, followed by Fittipaldi. Mario slows to a stop that takes him out of the competition. Raul Boisel comes out of the pits in 3rd place as we go yellow. And the assumption is a debris yellow. No obvious incident on the course.
And the yellow may be what will help Robbie Gordon and Scott Goodyear. They were down a lap. They just need to go all the way around to get back on that leader lap. Look at Carl Haas in disgust. Both of his cars are gone.
They have decided that Mario Andretti's car is in a precarious position, and so they're going to pull him in from that position out on the race course. That is the reason for this, the 5th yellow of the day. And Al Unser Jr. takes advantage of it and heads down for some Penske service. So here's a tremendous advantage for little Al. They can take their time. They're not under any pressure whatsoever. Fittipaldi, 2nd place in as well. Gary Gerald's right there.
Interesting conversation leading up to this stop under yellow regarding Emerson Fittipaldi, who is now listed in 2nd place. They couldn't make up their minds if they wanted to take wing out of the nose, reduce the size of the wicker bill at the rear. Emerson changed his mind, we're told, twice, and then they decided no changes whatsoever. He's back out, Paul.
Yep. That was the time, and the time is gone. So as we watch Robbie Gordon head for the pits, we are under yellow for the 5th time of the day with the 125th lap complete at Michigan. Back at the Marlboro 500 at Michigan as Mario Andretti was towed back to the pit area and then made the turn back into the garage area. His day and his final 500-mile race obviously done. So both of Carl Haas's cars, first Nigel Mansell, the early leader, out of the race. Now Mario Andretti, a definite contender for this, the first half of the race. We're just past the 250-mile mark. Jan Beekes moves in very close to Mario right now. Raul Boisel is the leader under the yellow. Unser Jr. is 2nd. Emerson Fittipaldi is 3rd. Robbie Gordon is 4th. Scott Goodyear is 5th. This is under the yellow. 5th of the day. 38 laps of the 127 laps run have been run under the yellow flag. Those eyes tell you so much. Jan Beekes.
Mario, we heard it was an engine problem. Is that what let loose?
Yeah.
That's a tough way to end your last 500-mile race, isn't it?
Yeah, especially the way the car was working.
You had a good shot at winning this today, you think?
Well, I think so. I mean, the car was really working well, and just now we were just getting on to the proper staggers, and I could run 26, 27s, you know, and I was catching Raul, so, you know, I was being fairly patient, you know, a long way to go. Shame, because this is probably the best I ever had a car working here.
Now, talk about the incident, if you may, in the pits. When you came in, it was all flooded with water. Obviously, that was a very tricky situation also.
Well, that lost us quite a bit because they almost put me down a lap.
Stand here, you're blocking a fire lane. We're going in front of the garage.
Well, Mario obviously needs to get moved out of the way. Even when you're Mario Andretti, we have to keep this area clear. Paul?
Well, this was Mario Andretti. This was not the water incident. This is the one where the hose was still attached. That's the hose that supplies the pressure to the jacks. They got it disengaged. It shouldn't have caused any problem to the car.
Only consolation, Mario still leaves here as officially the fastest man in the world on a closed course racetrack. Of course, he set that time above 234 miles an hour, qualifying on the pole here last year.
But did you see the pain in his eyes? The Valvoline race recap. We're at the halfway point, just beyond it now. Roy Boisel has averaged 154 miles an hour. We've had 5 lead changes, 5 leaders, 6 lead changes, 5 yellow flag laps. We're actually up at the 39th yellow flag lap right now. 9 cars are out of the run here. These are the cars out of the race. And there's some fairly substantial names in there. Both of the Hondas, Nigel Mansell, Jimmy Vasser had a wheel bearing let go. Adrian Fernandez had fire in the pits. Michael Andretti while leading. Eddie Cheever driving for A.J. Foyt with his electrical problem. The accident involving Jacques Villeneuve. That's at 125 laps of the halfway point. We've been under yellow since then at 128 laps. And, of course, Mario Andretti just fell out of the race. So we are still under yellow here. Just past the halfway. And we promised you some surprises. We've had them thus far. We're back at the Marlboro 500 at Michigan. 129 laps complete, 250 laps of scheduled distance. 1 lap to go back to the green flag. Jim Swintal, the official starter for the Indy cars, signals them. But look at what happens here. Raul Boisel is the leader of the race. Al Unser Jr. and Emerson Fittipaldi right behind, 2nd and 3rd. But they've got a little distance. They have to get around Teo Fabi before they get in contact with the leader. And then some other cars back in the field. But the key, Derek Daly, is that Robbie Gordon and Scott Goodyear have made up all that distance and are running 4th and 5th on the leader lap.
And we are not convinced that Goodyear has the speed to run with this leading group. But we do think Robbie Gordon, who's almost at 224 miles an hour, can give these leading 3 a bit of a headache. But as the race goes on here, some of the cars get faster. Unser Jr. is now above 226.
You got to look, too, at Arie Luyendyk there. You will see him come up here in a second as we go through the field. He started in 28th position. Luyendyk now sits in 9th place. There he is. What a spectacular run for him.
Good one for Luyendyk. Terrible qualifying session here. New engineer on board with this team, Brian Berthold, getting his rapport working with Luyendyk, but Luyendyk a specialist on these high-speed super speedways. He will take this particular car to Holland on Tuesday for an IndyCar demonstration at Zandvoort, the old Grand Prix racing circuit.
Gary Gerald, update on Arie Luyendyk as we're ready for green.
His confidence soared because he went 10 miles an hour faster in the final warm-up this morning than he qualified. We're ready for green, Paul.
Back under speed. Raul Boisel down on the inside with slower traffic alongside. Not that much slower, sorry. And the 2 Penske cars, Unser Jr. and Fittipaldi, as Scott Goodyear makes a move on Robbie Gordon, gets